Imagine for a second a father standing over his children, holding a studded leather belt which he had used to beat them within an inch of their lives. This was sadly the reality of the legendary Bing Crosby and the extreme methods he employed in raising his kids. Apparently, not all beloved Hollywood actors were as saintly as they portrayed themselves. Let's explore the darker sides of these Hollywood stars and reveal the top 10 biggest jerks in the history of Hollywood. Lucille Ball, a monster of staggering charmlessness. This was how Richard Burton described the beloved Lucille Ball. Clearly, he knew something that her fans didn't. Whenever the name Lucille Ball is mentioned, people remember the beloved star of I Love Lucy who trailblazed for women in television. Undoubtedly talented, she became one of the most influential women of the 20th century. However, behind the scenes, Lucille Ball was no saint. Known for her demanding and often harsh demeanor, she was the kind of actress who didn't care about how she treated people. Her colleagues described her as bossy and unrelenting. Her off-screen persona was anything but sweet. Milton Berle. To his fans, Milton was the very embodiment of a phenomenal entertainer. From his early years as a child actor to becoming the host of NBC's Texaco Star Theater, he achieved great success. But behind Uncle Milty's success was a sinister problem that he refused to acknowledge. You see, Milton Berle had a notorious reputation for stealing jokes. Nicknamed the Thief of Bad Gags, Berle's antics went far beyond friendly borrowing. His infamy peaked at the 1993 MTV Video Music Awards when RuPaul angrily called him out on live television. It became clear that there was another side to this entertainer that was not so great. However, this wasn't an isolated incident. Berle's aggressive behavior on the set of Saturday Night Live in 1979 earned him a lifetime ban from the show. The showrunners could no longer tolerate his behavior and had to let him go. Through all of this, Milton didn't seem to care about how he was perceived. He said and did whatever he wanted. Bing Crosby. He had a voice that was smooth and captivating, and his calm demeanor made his fans love him even more. But what if I told you that his seemingly lovable persona was a mask that hid a much darker side? It was as though he had two different personalities. According to his son Gary's 1983 biography, "Going my own way," Crosby was far from calm and understanding, especially with his children. His son said he was a harsh disciplinarian who resorted to extreme measures, including beatings with a studded leather belt, all without remorse. He also revealed that housekeepers gave them the drowning treatment if they woke up too early or whispered in bed at night. His children's accounts of their traumatic upbringing and the subsequent suicides of two of his sons paint a disturbing picture of the man behind the music. Faye Dunaway. "My first day on the set, she slapped me." These were the words Rutanya Alda uttered as she remembered her experience as Dunaway's co-star in the 1981 movie Mommy Dearest. While her talent and dedication to her craft are indisputable, Dunaway has also gained a reputation for being particularly difficult to work with. She was fired from the Broadway-bound play Tea with Five because she threw things at crew members and slapped them. She made life difficult for her co-stars and crew members on every set she worked on and didn't care about the consequences of her actions. Her harsh behavior overshadowed her acting skills and made her one of the most difficult actresses of her time. Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin, the genius behind the silent film era, was known for his perfectionism. However, his off-screen behavior was far from endearing. Chaplin's volatile temper and strict demands made him a nightmare to work with. He would often fire crew members when things didn't go his way. His personal life was equally controversial. He married 4 times, often to women much younger than himself, and was accused of abusive behavior. His first wife was only 17 years old, and his second wife was only 16. Can you imagine? Well, these allegations cast a long shadow over his celebrated career. Bette Davis. If you've ever seen clips from Bette Davis' past interviews, you'll notice she simply didn't care what anyone thought about her. She was unapologetically ferocious. With her intense on-screen presence, Davis was equally formidable off-screen. Known for her fiery temper, Davis once cleared out half a restaurant with a verbal tirade because someone wagged a finger in her face. On the set of Mr. Skeffington, someone poisoned her eyewash, a proof of the animosity she provoked. Davis's contentious relationships with co-stars and directors solidified her reputation as one of Hollywood's most difficult actresses. John Wayne. John Wayne, an icon of American cinema, held deeply controversial views, and he didn't hesitate from sharing them. In a 1971 Playboy interview, Wayne expressed support for white supremacy and opposed civil rights advancements. His ultra-conservative beliefs and derogatory comments about minorities and homosexuals have marred his legacy. He once said that the film, Suddenly Last Summer, was too disgusting. Despite his significant contributions to film, Wayne's prejudiced views have led to calls for his name to be removed from public institutions. Mickey Rooney. Ava Gardner, who was married to Mickey Rooney, claimed that they cheated on her on their matrimonial bed while she was in the hospital recovering from a surgery. She once described his behavior, saying, "He went through the ladies like a hot knife through fudge." This was just one out of the many revelations that proved Mickey Rooney did questionable things. Mickey Rooney's lengthy career was marked by scandal and controversy. Married 8 times, Rooney boasted about numerous affairs, including an alleged encounter with a 14-year-old Elizabeth Taylor. His autobiography and subsequent biographies revealed a man who was abrasive, rude, and sexually predatory. Rooney's claims about his exploits were often sensationalized, but they revealed a deeply flawed individual, Joan Crawford. There was no denying that Crawford was a phenomenal actress on screens, but behind closed doors. It was said that she was controlling, harsh, and abusive. Joan Crawford's rivalry with Bette Davis is legendary, but her personal life was even more tumultuous. Crawford's daughter, Christina, exposed her mother's abusive behavior in the book Mommy Dearest. Joan's obsessive cleanliness, jealousy, and harsh discipline painted a grim picture of the actress. She was said to have beaten her children with wire hangers regularly and treated them badly. Her contentious relationships and volatile nature often overshadowed her considerable talent. Errol Flynn. If you have ever heard the phrase, "in like Flynn," then you probably know about the many rape accusations that were made against this actor. Errol Flynn, the quintessential Hollywood swashbuckler, lived a life filled with scandal. Beyond his cinematic exploits, Flynn was embroiled in multiple statutory rape trials in the early 1940s. Although acquitted, these allegations severely damaged his reputation. It was said that hedonistic lifestyle also contributed to his early demise at the age of 50, with a medical examiner noting his body was that of an 85-year-old. How do these revelations change your perception of these Hollywood legends? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating content about old Hollywood stars.